Swallowed Star 484 Weakness. Chapter 484 Weakness. Translator, Translation Nation Editor, Translation Nation. The techniques can actually be used this way? That great being, how did he even come up with so many techniques just from one raindrop picture? Luo Feng placed the first book of time-space scribbles to one side and picked up the second book. Opening the thick metal book, he once again jumped right into reading it. Time-Space Scribbles' second book, it reflected the 9 Universe Tablets' second drizzle picture. In terms of deepness, this one was obviously more profound than the first one by hundreds to thousands of times. As Luo Feng had only comprehended just a bit of the second picture, the techniques revealed within the many pages of this book felt extremely mysterious to him. These techniques were built from the drizzle picture, and it held within it bits and pieces of the drizzle picture. Some more so than others, some even incorporating the entire picture. So it's this way. So that's it. Luo Feng was completely immersed with reading this thick second book. The first book's 3,219 techniques, Luo Feng took a total of 3 days to learn all of them. However, of the second book's 2,102 techniques, 283 of them felt profound and incomprehensible to him. As for the other 19, he barely managed to forcefully comprehend them. As he drilled these into his mind, the drizzle picture of the 9 Universe Tablets slowly became clearer to him. Many factories could disassemble machines, and according to the way the deconstruction took place, one could later learn and figure out how to rebuild it. One theory? Why were these techniques so valuable? It was because each technique could grow and get more and more profound, eventually pointing towards the depths of the origin laws. Studying these techniques was actually beneficial to comprehend the laws. This was also why, in the universe, many people would risk everything to obtain valuable techniques. After all, the ones who could truly view the primal chaos tablets were extremely few and privileged. Normal warriors would never even get a chance to see the 52 tablets. Luo Feng took a deep breath and put down the thick book in his hands. Good book. It really is a good book. Luo Feng looked at the cover of the book. The words time-space scribbles alone could make one feel the evolution, the change of stars in space among other phenomenon. If only they were a bit cheaper. The third book is going to cost 100,000 points. Where will I get so many points? The points were extremely hard to acquire. Babata, how long have I been studying? Luo Feng placed the heavy book back into the shelf behind him, asking. The first book, you took 3 days. As for the second book, you've been reading it for 29 days. The little demon on his shoulder said. 29 days? Luo Feng nodded, after which he shook his head and laughed. For the first book's 3,219 techniques, I took only 3 days to complete. But this second book's 19 techniques alone took me 29 days, and I still haven't even fully grasped them yet. How's the effect? Babata asked. It's still okay. Luo Feng smiled. I've comprehended the 10th and 11th wonder. Damn. Babata's eyes were almost popping out. Luo Feng, you are too shameless. This is called still okay? The raindrop picture held within 9 wonders. The drizzle picture had 27 more profound wonders within. The rainstorm picture held the final 72 most profound wonders. A total of 108 wonders. These were the foundation of the space origin laws. I guess I'm also digesting everything I've learned from the past now. Luo Feng said. In Primal Chaos City, there were many fragments and pieces that I understood somewhat, but not fully comprehended. And now, while diving into these techniques, many things that I was just about to fully understand resonate with each other, allowing me to continuously study two wonders. The Floating Bloods 108 techniques, I know 11 of them. Of course, the previous knowledge that I had, through the time-space scribbles, has allowed me to have great benefits. However, as it goes further, it won't be that easy. The first time looking at time-space scribbles had the greatest enlightenment. As one tried to comprehend more, it will only become harder. Unless he managed to go study the Primal Chaos tablet again, however that was in Primal Chaos City. Moreover, a chance to go back in was extremely valuable. Ah! Luo Feng suddenly stared, fiercely standing up and shouting. I've been studying time-space scribbles these past 32 days. That means I haven't attended any classes at all these past 32 days? Damn, even the ones I liked I didn't attend. There were many classes in the absolute beginning region, however they were all optional. Luo Feng didn't care that much about the normal ones who gave lectures about space and techniques. Those Undyings didn't teach as well as his teacher did. However, the ones explaining the gold origin laws and space and gold fusion, these were the ones Luo Feng emphasized on. As his teacher True Yen Emperor was proficient in space, even though he had some comprehension of the gold origin laws, it couldn't compare to those Undyings who specialized in it. What's the use of regretting? The little demon laughed. Here's some good news, your favorite space and gold fusion class is on tonight. Ah, then I'll attend tonight. Luo Feng nodded. However, I should go try out first to see just how much my strength has improved by. Luo Feng jumped out of the balcony from his study, leaving behind images as he arrived at his training grounds entrance. Within the training grounds, the ground was shiny. Simulate Horned Dragon City, Luo Feng ordered. With Babata's help, the place immediately morphed into a large portion of a huge city. The city was empty. In a 9-story normal building's balcony, Luo Feng carried the dark golden long rod on his back and shouted, "Rise!" Immediately from behind the long rod shot out little golden blades that covered the skies and land. The blurry images of these 1,600 blades were like little spirits dancing and swiftly flying about. In mid-air they swiftly began to extend golden threads infused with origin laws, and in the blink of an eye, they formed a golden totem pillar. Go! Luo Feng pointed ahead at a bank skyscraper. Rumble! The totem pillar rolled and the space around it compressed. Its movement was almost like teleporting. Within an instant it crossed several kilometers and immediately smashed into that skyscraper. The entire building shook from the impact and was reduced to dust. Simultaneously, the entire ground below the building also shook and the impact rippled in all directions, causing a large wave throughout. Later, several kilometers around the epicenter were all reduced to nothing but dust. My strength control is still not precise. Luo Feng stood in mid-air, surveying the buildings that were reduced to dust below. Frowning, I want to control my attack and condense it into one line, however it still rippled along the ground. However, according to the time-space scribbles, over 3,000 techniques that I've slightly tweaked and combined with my comprehension of the 10th and 11th wonder, the power of my totem pillar is obviously much stronger. Luo Feng pointed far away. Go! Rumble! 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 The totem pillar was like a god punishing the land, crashing here and there. The moment it hit, that entire area would be reduced to dust. It may seem heavy, but it's light to control. I finally have this feeling. Luo Feng was very satisfied. Studying time-space scribbles was indeed a huge benefit. It actually made his Nanshan armament's 4th level so much stronger. Then what about the 5th? I'll give it a shot. With a thought, the totem pillar first separated into countless gold lights, returning to the golden long rod on his back. Rise! Luo Feng roared, and his eyes focused. Immediately tens of thousands of little golden lights flew in all directions from his back. It was almost like a sun glaring in all directions. Countless golden lights immediately followed a path and gathered, immediately forming 36 1-chi long golden blades. The next thing to do was to combine all of these 36 blades into one dark golden long blade. Nanshan armament 5th level, every blade was made of 81 little blades. When these 36 were added together, it would form a total of 2,916 little golden blades. Luo Feng took a deep breath and watched the floating 36 blades, roaring, combine. Immediately the 36 blades combined together. Every one of them followed the complex golden engravings and shot out tens of thousands of golden thread. Every thread represented Luo Feng's comprehension of the space and gold origin laws. Also, while controlling so many blades individually, Luo Feng's consciousness was like a quantum computer managing everything. Succeed, succeed, combine together. Luo Feng's forehead was filled with perspiration. The blur of golden threads interweaved and formed between the 36 golden blades, finally forming a 3 long golden blade shape. However, there were still regions on that blade itself where it was shaking and unstable as the gold threads floated about and unable to fully combine together. Luo Feng's face was flushed red. His consciousness and spirit energy were stretched to the limit as they were controlling everything. However, the repulsion of those spots was strong. Peng! The dark long golden blade violently shook and dispersed. Phew! Luo Feng sighed. Shaking his head, he immediately dispersed the 2,916 blurs of little golden blade lights, and they returned to the dark golden long rod. If my spirit energy is domain lord level, then I can rely on it to force the combination. Luo Feng thought. If my comprehension of the gold origin laws was deeper, I would then be able to form it too. At the final point, him wanting to control the golden threads to combine perfectly, there were multiple spots that were unsuccessful. This was mainly due to his comprehension not being deep enough. Nanshan armament was a spirit weapon that was created from the fusion of space and gold origin laws. It was one of the 9 godly weapons. Gold, wood, water, fire, ground, wind, light and thunder, these 8 were much easier to comprehend than space and time. Hence, during the formation of the Nanshan armament, it emphasized more on the gold laws, and its requirement of the space laws was slightly lower. My space origin law comprehension is enough for the 5th level. However, my gold origin law comprehension isn't enough. Luo Feng laughed helplessly. Gold laws, in this aspect, Luo Feng's study speed wasn't slow at all. Space laws, with the 9 universe tablet, floating blood and time-space scribbles, along with Tru Yan's instructions and the space pet Moshe clan studying, his studying speed was close to the gold origin law speed. However, in theory, the speed of his gold origin law study should far exceed the space study speed. After all, I did not have a teacher who specializes in gold to teach me. Luo Feng thought. Also, I haven't studied any gold origin law techniques. From what I see, it's time for the golden horned beast to pick a technique. That way, I can raise my improvement speed of the gold laws. Inherited memories, the techniques within these memories were as vast as the ocean. My golden horned beast, which technique should I choose?